Ever heard of a killer? I drop bombs like Hiroshima.
Somebody said, look at LeakYou video. What the fuck is LeakYou? Is it like a site? What's LeakYou? LeakYou. Is it a YouTube channel? Oh, shit. Oh, all right, bet. Here we go.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
One, two, three, four.
Man, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are across the world. I see you all filing into the comments. Good to see you guys. We are here today to, again, as stated previously, I've got myself and Paige. Paige Nicole is in the building, folks, and we're going to be talking today about surviving. You know,
which one? Which one do you want to call them?
We're here to talk about surviving Yahweh Poetic. I have a issue with saying poetic and another word together because I'm come from a certain era, but that is not this. But we got Paige back, and the first interview we did day before yesterday went pretty well. And a lot of you, reached out and have a lot of interest. And I see you've got a couple friends in the building that are already speaking to you in the chat. Good to have you guys. Emmanuel, good to have you as well. Thank you for modding. And shout out to you too, Shy Stud. How you doing? We got Eliza, David Jr., hold on, Lynette, and others that just because of how the things stream through the StreamYard, I might not be able to see, those comments. But we're here to talk and do a part 2 because the first one wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. We need more. So let's start off. About how you met Yahweh. I'm sorry, Yahweh Poetic, or I'm just gonna say Poetic.
Yeah.
Talk about how you met him, how he convinced you to move in with him, and have children, and we'll get into your relationship with him, how that ended. And I know it's been kind of contentious. And it's open to anything that you want to talk about in regards to surviving that man. And so I'll go ahead and let you start.
And also, can we tell the chat maybe to throw in some questions and
yes,
in them? Then yeah, we can do that too. Whatever they want to know. Yeah.
I'll even put up a banner while you're talking. Any questions that you all have, please throw them in the chat. She's open to questions, and that's not usual for guests that come on the show. Usually they don't want to take questions. So please drop any questions that you have in the chat and she will address them accordingly.
Yeah. Okay. So how I met him, I actually met Jasmine first, and she's considered the second wife. And she found me on Facebook, and then we just hit it off for a little while. Poetic ended up coming to Missouri and flying to meet me for the first time, but it was originally supposed to be Jasmine, and Poetic changed the flight like to him, so he could do it. And I know that kind of made Jasmine mad because her and I were really close, at that time. So Poetic came, everything was fine, just a normal, like, I mean, we hit it off well, he played, Prince Charming type.
Did he have those blue contacts in when you met him?
No.
I just was at.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know where he got that idea, but that blue.
King Yahweh actually got his eyes permanently changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's, he kisses King Yahweh's ass all the time. So, so if King Yahweh does something, Poetic does the same thing. Therefore, Poetic got him permanently changed as well. And that was the most dumbest thing. He looks dumb.
And he's had no medical issues from that.
I don't talk to him to know. And I'd be the last one to ever know that juicy stuff. So, but when I saw that he got his eyes changed, I was like, do you miss me that much to where you had to change your eyes so when you look in the mirror, you can kind of like act like you're seeing me? Like, okay, I'm flattered,
Wow.
But yeah, so Poetic came and he stayed for a couple of days in Missouri and everything went well. And then he flew back home to Florida, and we were just trying to figure out, like, when I come in next, or like I meet Jasmine, and so then I ended up flying to Florida, meeting Jasmine for the first time.
Now, did you know that flying down, like, okay, when I do this, this is going to be a polygamous relationship? Like, did you know that going in? And you were comfortable with that?
Yeah, because I knew that there was one other wife. When I first started talking to Jasmine, I didn't know that she was in a polygamous relationship. But talking to her, she just made it seem like it was just family oriented, like everybody just it's like a village, right? And I knew that there was one other wife, which was Debosh, and she's the first one. And then there was another one, but she left as soon as I pretty much came, so I really don't count her as a wife of mine. Right. But he doesn't really introduce like a new person to all of them at once. It makes sense now that Jasmine was the one, because Jasmine's a mini him. But yeah, I was open to the relationship style and lifestyle, and they didn't make it seem like it was such a bad thing. It just seemed like a village, if anything.
A family.
Yeah. And
now Emmanuel asked, do you feel that any prior events in your life made you more susceptible to joining this family, this cult, essentially? Was there anything that, made you more susceptible, like some trauma in your life or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had my fair share of trauma when I was younger and stuff. I think what they really hit on was that I was a single mother. And knowing the family now, knowing the cult situation, they prey on single mothers for, government assistance, taxes, and he can trap you, like building a relationship with your child as his own, and don't want to break that up. And, so I think essentially I was just a target because I was a single mother. So
talk about that a little bit. I know we did yesterday, but so how do they manage these? I mean, because when you're bringing multiple women into a relationship with, one man, how did Poetic manage to pay for all of this? Just to pay to live each day? How did that work?
Yeah, so Poetic doesn't pay anything at all. It's what I like to say, it's modern day pimping, because the women work, the women do everything. He does nothing. His role is just to be a provider. See, it's like I'm not even sure now what is he providing? More women? I don't know.
Right.
Because he's I don't know what he's providing. But yeah, no, he doesn't contribute to nothing. He, just wants to be up under King Yahweh every day, every night, every waking second.
And he's taking, the money from the women
and
who work and
girls and, whatever on trips and meeting new people with our money while we're at home with,
his babies,
20 kids.
Wow.
Working day in and day out, like trying to make sure everything is, still working properly while he's at King Yahweh's house, kicking his feet up, with a new woman or whatever.
So they're really tight. Poetic and King Yahweh are super duper tight, it sounds
if
like.
If Poetic could be in King Yahweh's skin, I'm sure he would.
Wow.
Like, that's how close.
That
like,
they are.
I've seen Poetic on that episode where he cries when King Yahweh, like, Poetic don't cry. Not for anything that has anything to do with women, but I saw when he cried with King Yahweh, and I'm like, is this being for real? Like, did they pay him to do that? But because he don't cry for nothing. Like, that
right.
Heartless. Like,
people get in front of a camera and they will do things that
for a check.
That's right.
And that's all that they want. So I'm like, okay, I mean, to each his own. I mean, I hope it takes some stress off the women a little bit. I hope this show, like, really, help them out to kind of, like, maybe not work
financial wise. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it didn't, like you were saying yesterday, you girls only were allowed to keep 10% of any earnings that you made. So you go to work all week, 40 hours a week, come home, cook for your children, and you're only allowed to keep everything, and you're only allowed to keep 10%. So that means if you made $1,000 that week,
$100.
you can keep $100, and the rest has to go in his pocket. That is absolutely.
Well, they call it the family pot, but
they call it the family pot. But it really is only one person that's getting their hands on that money, and that's Poetic or Yahweh Poetic.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like not even. I think Marty and Crystal wasn't even there. Like, there's times where I've had to call my mom to ask her for money so I could eat or, whatever, because I just was not able to get money. Like, they take my food stamp card that I was getting legitimate, for my kids.
Right.
They took that. And a lot of times if nobody's cooking or I'm working really late or, whatever the case may be, I can't eat because I'm at work or whatever, but just to grab something on the way home, like, I can't call, and be like, hey, can somebody send? No, none of that. And then like any of the food that is at the house is just for the children. So it's like, what? Where's all this money going?
Right.
Like you guys get a lot, because I know what I was getting, at that time for like food stamps and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where's all this money going? Yeah, so
It's modern day pimping, but it's also a human trafficking aspect to this, in my opinion.
yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
Because you're utilizing women, to obtain goods and services for yourself. You need that financial resource. He may not be, giving the women to other men. Have you ever known of him to do anything like that? Okay, that's good.
No, I think he would.
That's good.
He's real jealous. Like you couldn't even
his
have
woman
a
is
strong.
his woman.
Yeah, but you couldn't even have a strong relationship with another queen, or he's gonna do anything to tear that apart.
Wow.
Yeah. So he just wanted you for you, but then don't want you for you.
So like, how many wives? What's the most wives he had at one point when you were with him?
5.
So wow. 5.
Yeah. Because
so like, how did y'all manage? I don't know. Having a intimate relationship with him. I mean, that's a question that
has been coming a lot, especially on like my little video.
Yeah.
And I think I did answer this. I'm not sure on my TikTok, but he would take you out on car rides.
Hold on, what? Wait a second. You on an intimate night
or like in the bathroom
at his leisure, period.
Like if
so it wasn't like on Mondays he would have one, Tuesdays. It was whoever he chose, but he would take you on car rides? Oh my God.
I didn't want to lie.
Wow. He must really like that car. He must have really liked that car. That is like Lynette says, so romantic,
Very. But see, he'll be like, oh, just come with me, run some errands or whatever. And then he'll be like, or he'll be like, let's go out to have, lunch or something, but you're paying for the lunch. You got to figure out, or you're not eating, right?
Right.
He kind of knows when somebody gets paid or who has the money, like has money for that time.
Oh, he's keeping track for sure.
Oh, 100%. So as you are going on your little lunch date, he'll
mention something, and then things go down.
He'll just pull up somewhere.
Wow.
So
Oh my, he's bold. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. I mean, I've heard way worse things. It's hilarious.
No, yeah, it's just funny because I'm like,
because you would think you'd want to be in the bed, maybe some candles lit, nice bubble bath.
No, Jasmine would do that for you. Marty would do that for you.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but Marty, not poetic.
Oh, heck no. He just like, come meet me in the bathroom. Be quiet though. Like going in so nobody knows that you're in the bathroom with him.
It's like he doesn't value the woman as a woman.
He has no like, I don't even know if I would say empathy. He has just,
he's like blank on the inside.
Yeah, for women.
Yeah.
I think he hates women, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like he has some kind of vendetta, something against women.
Usually men that treat women like that, take their money, you can keep 10%. There's something that happened in childhood with their mothers in a lot of those cases, or some sort of incident, and or they had a bad relationship and they hate women, but they know they can't live without us.
Right. Well,
you know, but they will treat women badly,
yeah.
unfortunately.
But it's like, like going in there because he'll love bomb you, so much. So oh, where'd you go? She did this last time. I don't know where she went.
I'm here. Sorry.
You did that last time. You're like, oh, wrong button.
Yep.
I'd be like, oh no, where'd you go? That was awkward. So it's like, but narcissists, well, okay, so in my opinion, he's a narcissist, right?
Sounds like one.
A lot of those traits.
Mhm.
So when you first meet him, he gives you that 100%, and then as time goes, maybe he drops it down to 90%, and then he'll drop it down to 80%. But then when you start kind of like, wait, then he'll rev it up to like 95%.
Oh, so he's got a whole strategy
Yeah,
behind
so
what he does.
you're waiting for that 100% because he's capable of that 100%, and then all of a sudden he'll drop down to 60, 55, 40, and then it's like, oh no, she notices, I'm going back up to 70, and like, but he'll never reach that because he's not capable of maintaining that 100%,
right?
Just to get you, but really, like when he's down here, that's normal for him, but you're always chasing that 100% because that's when you feel like that he loves you the most, or you really believe that he loves you. But it's part of that narcissism, traits that I've learned. And
it's a lot we've learned about narcissism over the past few years. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Queen. Good to see you, baby. Queen says that's a classic narcissistic tactic.
Yeah.
And mods, please share your channels in the chat. Shy Stud asked a question, which I also am curious. Who did he just sleep with at night? Just when he wanted to sleep? Like, did he sleep by himself, or did he kind of move around from bedroom to bedroom?
Yeah, he'll move around bedroom to bedroom. Really, like if you just had like a baby, he won't sleep with you. If you're pregnant, he'll sleep with you. And stuff like that. It just really depends on who his flavor of the night or week, or some like me and Crystal at the time, we didn't have a door because we slept upstairs in the loft. So if he wants a room with the door, then he'll go into a room with the door or whatever. However I don't know. I feel like if he wants to make this person mad, he'll go sleep with this person and and move that way.
So there would be like,
who will trigger who.
So what did that cause? Internal drama in the house amongst you ladies?
All the time. Like what you see in the show, I don't know if you ever seen it or like any
I haven't seen parts, but since having met you, I want to watch the whole thing. Like I'm absolutely mesmerized by this story.
So in the show, I guess he's sleeping a lot.
And tell everybody the name of the show so everybody else knows.
Okay, the show is This Is Polly, and the Yahwehs.
And how do you watch it?
I can't. It makes me angry.
No, I mean, what? If
I don't watch it, but I know it's like YouTube TV. There's WeTV, and I don't know if anybody else knows where it's streaming. But yeah, no, I can't watch it. My mom asked me the same thing, and I was like, no, it's BS.
Is it hard for you to watch yourself, or is it just because
I'm not on
it's
the
just such
show.
crap? Oh, okay.
This is when I left. I'm saying because I know how the family is.
Yeah.
I know the real, like the clothes that he wears in the show. He's always worn like one or two of the same outfits for the whole 4 years that I've met him.
Wow.
He wears these tracksuits.
Right.
If you go and like dig up like his old Facebook stuff like that, or his Instagram, whatever, he's wearing this tracksuit set all the time, day in and day out. He'll sleep in it. Wake up, put on another color. That's it.
Wow.
So like what he's wearing out, I get, it's for TV, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not his real,
His real persona.
no, not at all. But
I got a question, and you don't have to answer. King Yahweh, does he also relish in these same practices of multiple wives?
he has, but just like, being in a relationship with another woman, it's drama, it's jealousy, especially if the man can't handle or whatever. And I'm not saying that King Yahweh can't handle. I'm not sure how he, conducts himself or whatever in the relationship. I am personally really good friends with one of his exes that
Mhm.
also has a child by him, and it was jealousy amongst her and then another wife that was there, whatever.
So he also practices poly
Yeah, but
relationships as
I
well.
don't see him like when I go to like the events or whatever. You really don't see him always with multiple. They just, I don't know.
Well, they sure make sure his white robes are, nicely ironed, and his little
yeah.
gold sashes and stuff are on him properly, when he's out in public. I have noticed that. And
But when you act like when I met him, like without the entourage and all that, like I've stayed at his house and sat on his couch and table, stuff like that, like ate at his table and stuff. He's so humble. Like compare him to Poetic, it's like I could say like Poetic feels like he just has so much to prove,
right.
but King Yahweh, it's like he knows who he is, even though he's a fraud. He knows who he is in a sense, where like his name carries the weight, so you don't have to be so flashy about it. Poetic, he's all flashy, all this stuff, and
yeah,
so, like, he has to have an image to maintain. But
do you think, and then you may not know the answer to this, and that's okay. Do you think King Yahweh procures money in the same manner that Poetic was doing, by getting money from all of the women, and for in this family pot, so to speak?
No, because I know like we would have to pay our tithes to King Yahweh, so part of our money would go to King Yahweh. So I know all the families, we're paying King Yahweh.
Wait a minute. So you're in a relationship with, I want to say Poetic Justice, but you're in a relationship with Yahweh Poetic, but you're giving tithes to King Yahweh. What percentage, or how much would these tithes be?
I don't know. Who knows? It would be part of like, say, if I'm only keeping 100, right? Whatever money I give into the family pot, I guess they Poetic Justice, yeah, disperse it, and however much they want to give King Yahweh that week or 2 weeks or whatever, they pay him. But you have to understand, like, people really believe, that he is a king and, and he's like a leader and stuff like that. So he has thousands and thousands of followers. So imagine every single one of those paying him. He don't have to get money. Like I know the girl that I'm really cool with, she goes on expensive I mean, their followers pay for
right.
So
he shows himself. His Instagram looks like one of those, pages that's puffed up with lots of puff pieces, a shot with a celebrity here. Oh, I'm on a yacht over here with a glass of champagne in my hand. It's like he wants this, he wants the look of black excellence in his Instagram. That's what he displays. He wants that type of vibe happening, and is what I noticed. So yeah, I've seen a lot of trips to places all over the world, and this man's father was a straight murderer. And to me, it's like, you're using your murdering father's name to level up, so to speak. Your father's cult murdered 14 people, and to think that you would be using the clout of that to level up your own personal life, to me, I just find very disingenuous. And that's
Yeah.
just my opinion. So take it for what it is.
But nobody really knows, like, the way King Yahweh conducts himself is like, no, there's no ties, from with King Yahweh and Yahweh ben Yahweh, and they totally separate the two off the jump. Like,
of course,
they
I mean,
did that so
his dad
quick.
was a murdering. I mean,
And they only
it was
told
sad.
us it was one murder, and it was
No.
one of his followers that committed that. So to hear that there was like 14 of those.
There's
And-
other stuff too. I mean, his father also was very bad about taking the women of the men that followed him. He'd send the men off to go do jobs, go to New York and handle this business for me. And then he starts sleeping with the man's wife. And we're talking about King Yahweh's father here.
Yeah.
So he had that as a practice. Hey, Khalil, good to see you. My husband's in the building. So it's just, they didn't respect women. They didn't respect the fact of a marriage between a man and a woman, because he would sleep and take their wives and even try to keep their wives and husbands away from each other at times. Like interjecting himself into their relationships. And these are actions that King Yahweh's father is known for. So no wonder they immediately try to separate that, because that is his roots, period. That's where he comes from. Those are the roots of King Yahweh.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, they did that super quick.
And it was definitely not one murder, for sure.
Yeah.
The police wanted Yahweh ben Yahweh. I mean, they were investigating him for a long time. And for a man to go into FBI witness protection to survive, because he's telling the truth, and all the flack that he's gotten from going into the witness protection program. I mean, what would you expect from him? He's dealing with a cult of people that want to kill him.
That's
because
crazy.
of their love for King Yahweh's father. So, that's what I say to that.
Yeah, I didn't know really how deep it was. I think after a certain point, you just kind of tune it out, and you're just trying to survive the next day at that point.
I've seen this question before. Is there actual proof that's even his son? I don't know, Queen. I don't know. I have heard other people ask that, though. So I put that out to the internet sphere. If you have any information on this, if King Yahweh is actually the son of, the man, Yahweh ben Yahweh, please let us know if you have any information on that. Tips at LeakYou.com. I'd love to hear. So, but anyway, so back to the tithes. So you say he lives in a really nice place.
King Yahweh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
So he's got to be getting some pretty good tithe money, I would think.
Yeah, and like the little donations that people give him. I mean, they will throw their whole life away to him. And I'm like, what? I don't know.
Wow.
But it's like I never really, I don't know. I guess, like I said, after a while, you just don't care anymore,
Look, we just got our answer from the source. No, King Yahweh is not his son. I know YBY's son. He only has one son. And it doesn't get more realer than this comment, because like I mentioned, and you can watch the show from the other day, Khalil Amani, he was a part of the Yahweh ben Yahweh cult at one point.
He lived with Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Yes,
with
he
his
did.
mind blowing. Yeah.
Yes. So we now
Crazy.
know that. I mean, to me, that makes it kind of like, okay, well, this guy's a clout chaser then, using the Yahweh name in order to elevate himself, which makes him even worse. Oh, I think her device got disconnected, guys. But while we're waiting on her to jump back on, it's like he's using Yahweh's name to elevate himself. And, I got you back on, Paige.
I'm going.
All right.
There I am. Oh, I'm on the big screen now.
I can't see you. Let me remove you and re-add you.
Oh, I can see myself.
That's weird. Okay, it's loading. There you are. Now we can see you.
Okay.
It just dropped. It was usually device issues will cause that. So,
I see it.
but Khalil also says YBY's sister wrote a book about the family, and he has it. And Queen says, I knew it. Clout chasing off the first dude. Yeah. That makes it King Yahweh even more disgusting to me.
Yeah.
Because you're not even his legitimate son, but you pretend that you are. And you're running, and he's not working an average job that any, regular American's working. He's getting his money through the followers of, Yahweh ben Yahweh, who's not even his father. That makes him a scum to me.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, I'm talking to you, King Yahweh, because I know you're watching. But wow, like, how can you walk around proudly and act like you're the son of a man that you're not the son of, that is a murdering serial killer, basically?
Yeah.
And take in all this money and feel okay and be able to sleep at night. I mean, people lost their lives that you don't even know. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable to me.
He swears that he's, reincarnation of Yahweh ben Yahweh, and when he was in prison, like when King Yahweh was in prison, as he astro projected into the new body, and the book that he wrote while in prison says, I will walk amongst my people, and they won't recognize me because Yahweh ben Yahweh had all the hair, and then King Yahweh is bald. So
he's bald. That's why he wears that turban all the time, I guess.
He's straight bald. So he will always,
astro projection is the ability to project through the silver lining cord to do remote viewing and things of that nature. But you can't astro project your consciousness into another body. It's a different thing. That's a soul move, what they call a soul transfer. And I know a lot about that type of stuff because I talk about it on this channel. I research consciousness, soul, all of that. Astro projecting, you can't astro project into another body. If you can transfer the soul, but humans don't have that technology.
According to him, he can do anything.
Yeah, I think he's delusional.
Yeah, and so he's just like, I wrote a book, and I knew who I was coming as, and my followers will never know because basically he's coming in another disguise type situation. It
just is a trip when I see people. I don't know if it was Janet Jackson or it was some celebrity. Like, the pictures that I see, they just look staged to me. And I know we talked a little bit about that yesterday. I didn't know they paid celebrities to do that, to come and take pictures with them and things like that. And the more I thought about what you guys were saying about that, it seems that is the case, you
Well,
know?
even like you'll see on their pages, like, shout out to King Yahweh for doing the great works, blah, blah. Like all that is paid for. All that, they told them what to say, they gave them the money, and, but that was a thing back then, and I was like, this seems odd. Why is all these people, coming out all of a sudden? Because they were dropping the videos back to back, back to back. And I was like, this seems a little weird, And so I did, my little research, and I was like, they're paying them. Like we're paying them, the celebrities, to
So
shout
some of
out
that
King
tithe
Yahweh.
money is being spent for PR, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, wow, okay. Like, but if you're really a true, king, and you don't need all this, but you have an image to maintain. So,
Right, a persona.
yeah.
So how did things, end with you and Poetic, Yahweh Poetic? How did you guys, for one, how long were you together so that the new people watching know, and how did things come to an end?
So I was with them for a total of 4 years, maybe some change. I don't know, 4 years. Um, how did it end? Uh, oh, I'm the third wife. I was
This is
I was
Paige.
the third wife. Yeah. Now I'm removed, but so how did it end? It happened slowly. I really was having a hard time when I was pregnant with the twins. When I realized I was just by myself. He would tell my mom that postpartum wasn't real. I was just crazy, and I'm, pregnant with two babies, and, just having a hard time. But then, oh, there you go again. Yeah.
I hit that button again.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Get your
continue.
hand off that little mouse. Okay, so I had the twins, and so I'm the third wife is insane. Yeah, it is insane. I
You say
was
you hear
the,
bad static. Sorry about that.
I
I'll
was
look into that. I can't fix it at the moment.
I don't hear it on my end, but
Okay, good, good, good. But just try to get through it, Sarah. Um, but go ahead, continue, Paige. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. Um, so what happened? Okay, so then I had the twins, but you have to think of like the 2 years prior, the manipulation, the gaslighting, and accumulation of that, and then having the babies, then running on no sleep and stuff. I just basically had like I don't want to say like a mental breakdown, nothing like that, but it was just like I didn't have a name for none of this. What was going on? I didn't know about narcissism. I didn't know about nothing. So I couldn't figure it out. And I really felt like I was going crazy, because I have him, telling me I'm going crazy and that postpartum's not real. And I never dealt with postpartum for real with my other two children. So I just didn't know what was going on. And so I was really struggling mentally, just trying to handle everything. And he forced me into therapy because I was crazy, quote unquote. And my
Now, when you
therapist,
say therapy, are we talking about like you would go to therapy, or you were committed into some sort of institution?
so I admitted myself for a
Okay.
week. It got to the point where it was like everything was just spinning and I had no
Right.
control to stop it. I was losing so much weight. I didn't know if I was coming and going. Like sleeping. I would work, full almost 10-hour shifts, come home, take care of the newborns, and then do it all over again repeatedly, deal with the, gaslighting and the drama in the house. And it's like, I had nowhere to go. Home was not home. But then, I would go sleep in my car because I just wanted quiet, and there was no quiet. And so I admitted myself, because I just needed a change. I needed the madness to stop. I just needed the world to stop spinning for a second so I can just focus on myself, because I never had anything since the twins were born. Even pregnancy, that was hard, because the girls were constantly fighting. Krista was pregnant at the same time as me, so we would bump heads. It just was chaotic. So after
Which one did you bump heads with the most? Which wife did you bump heads with the most?
She's the fourth now, but the fifth one, Crystal.
Okay, Crystal.
Yeah. I think everybody's bump heads with her every day. Yeah. Crazy. But
shout out to you, Long Way. Thanks for being here.
So when I got out, Jasmine made a comment. She was like, "Wow, you look so refreshed." I'm like, "Yeah, I got sleep." Like,
right.
She's like, "Oh, I made take a mental break, because it just never stops."
Yeah.
So he, wanted me to go into therapy. Kind of made me go into therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And my therapist was like, "Paige, nothing's wrong with you. It's the house. Like,
it's the environment.
You're not crazy." Because I was like, I would just break down. And I'm like, I don't know, what's going on, and, and everything like that. And, I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know how to deal with postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about that. And she was like,
and then 2 babies at once, that is a lot.
Yeah. And so she was like, you need to, kind of do your research on narcissism. And so I went home and I just went in, just seeing and I was like, holy crap. And called my mom, and I said, I will never win this war. Like, this is who he's been. Like, I wish I would have known that prior. I would have known the playbook. I would have known, to leave earlier. But it is what it is. But so
right.
Mom's like, well, I don't know how to help. I got 4 kids at this point. They're all pretty much young, and I just had the twins, and she's, trying to live her life too. So, and I was like, it's okay, Mom, I'll figure it out.
It sounds like you and your mom are really close.
Yeah, we are. That's my best
That's good.
friend. Yeah. But she, I know that's probably was really hard on her hearing me, but she'd have to stay on the phone with me just to make sure I was okay. And it's like, of course I'm going to be okay. I have kids that I have, to live for, obviously. Like, I didn't want to just disappear, forever. I just wanted to be okay, and be the best mom I can be, and not have to just try to get through the next day. I was like the present moment. I was how to get through this. Just get through this day, do it tomorrow. Get through this day, do it tomorrow. And that's no way to live for nobody.
That's like living check to check. It's so difficult.
It's hard. And I just wanted, to be the best, role model. And I don't feel like, after learning everything and trying, like, when everything started clicking, I was like, I asked myself, do I want my daughter to be with somebody like him? And do I want my son to grow up to be like him? And if any of those, the both answers are no, but if, even one is a no, I'm out of there. So I went to work and I would call the shelter just to see, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I knew, like, I was leaving with no money, no nothing, no clothes, no nothing. Because he wouldn't even let you out of the house or go to doctor's appointments or anything without having somebody with you. So it's not like I
Wow.
could put the kids in the car and just not come back. It's just not that simple. And with me having no money, how? What? You
Right.
know?
Right.
That doesn't seem logical either.
No.
And I had no place to go, you know, and so finally I called the shelter on my birthday again, and I told myself if they have a, you know, bed or whatever, I'm going. And sure
Yeah.
enough, they had a bed, and I never went back. So it was like the fear of the unknown, you know, was really scary.
I bet.
Not knowing how I was going to make it, because I put everything I had into that family for 4 years, and I could be like the others and just lay down and do what he says, but I'm like, I want more out of life, you know.
Yeah.
Once I started doing my research on the narcissism and stuff like that,
You
I
realize
knew
that's never going to happen being with them.
I'll never be happy. I could not live like that another day. I couldn't. The panic attacks, the anxiety, you know, I became very like hyper aware of everything, like voice, you know, any tones in voices, or like if he would walk heavier, I could tell if there was going to be a fight, like just anything, you know. And I've developed all that because of being in that relationship, you know.
Mhm.
On pins and needles all the time, and I just
Wow.
knew I was so miserable. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
The long way has a question, and guys, I hear the static too. I
You
think
do?
it's coming from your side, and I'm not sure why.
Oh,
So I'm trying to adjust the settings, and it fixed it for a minute, but we'll keep going anyway. And just forgive us if you hear any static, but I am trying to work on it to resolve it. The long way asks, was it the religious part or the narcissism and manipulation that was keeping you there deep down inside?
I think it, like, well, I don't believe it was really a religious thing. Like, I don't, there was no religion. The narcissism, probably, well, it was like, he drains you of everything,
Mhm.
and leaves you with nothing. So, and then he, you know, makes you have babies and stuff like that. So it's, you know, so it is harder to leave. You know, I had $0 in my bank account, and he makes you, like, he makes sure, you know, there's a very small amount of money that you're able to keep. So I think it was just the fear of learning how to start over, you know, from ground zero is what anybody is scared of,
Now,
you know.
here's a good question, Paige,
Yeah.
and I know you're used to seeing this because I'm of mixed heritage, and I see a lot of questions like this, and I think this is a great question. So you don't have to answer what your nationality is if you don't want. But the real question I think is, does the new cult allow white people?
Like King Yahweh?
Poetic, like
Oh,
this
yeah. I
flock of
mean,
women and King
yeah, I
Yahweh
mean,
as well.
yeah. I mean, I'm white. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
like, I have French, maybe some
You
Irish.
could be mixed, and we would. I mean, I've got nieces and
Oh,
nephews that are mixed, 50
yeah. So are
black,
my
50
kids,
white,
and
and they're
they're
just
like,
as,
yeah,
yeah, you would
no, my
never know. You would
kids
think
are.
they're white. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking like, yeah, I'm white, but Crystal's white as well.
Mm.
So poetic standpoint is, you know, he wants all nations under one, like, run roof. So yeah, I think there is. I was really good friends with this one family, and they're all, you know, they're all white or whatever. So it's
Okay.
just, it's a lot of nationalities. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm French and maybe Irish, I think. I don't know. I don't know what I am.
Lynette asks, "What would you say to the younger you now, and what would you say to other young girls that he may prey on?" Great
Um,
question, Lynette.
yeah. What would you say to the younger you now? Like the younger me of when I first met him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't go. No. Like, no, girl. Like there's red
Find
flags.
someone else. You can do
Yeah.
it.
Um, I don't know what I would say. I don't know. I feel like everything happens for a reason. So it's like,
Right. I
would I
understand
change
that.
anything? You would think yes, but then no, because I want to have my kids.
And you wouldn't be who you are
And
today.
exactly, I want to be able to help anybody maybe going through the same thing, mental health wise or relationship wise or anything like that. So I don't know, just maybe be smarter. I don't know.
Hey,
Be
I mean,
smarter,
great
but
answer.
yeah, I'm not
Um,
sure.
what about any other young girls that may be watching this right now that are having conversations with Poetic Justice? I mean, Yahweh Poetic. I said that to be funny. But
Yeah.
let's say they're DMing him on Instagram and he's trying to lure them into his little family unit, poly family. What would you say to those girls that may
Um,
be watching this right now?
Yeah, I actually do have people that come in and was like, he tried talking to me too, and and it's like, hey, you're gonna do what you want to do, but my advice I would say is do your research. Don't take anything really at face value. People can put on a facade, a mask. Ask the questions, maybe don't hold back. And the first red flag, believe it.
Yeah,
Believe it
yeah.
because it popped up for a reason, or if you
The
just have like
person
a
shows you who they are, believe it.
yep. Don't try to paint a different picture
That
because it's
that's
real.
a great answer, actually. Queen asks, "Do you plan on getting the tattoo removed, connected to the cult removed, now that you've left it and
Yeah, I
done
actually
that?"
have, I think, like one, two, three, four of them.
Oh,
I have
wow.
four. Yeah, me and Jasmine have two that we got together.
Mm.
Me and Jasmine and Debosh, the first and the second wife, and one in King Yahweh's the one I'm cool with. We all got one together. And then we got this one. I got this one. Yeah, no, I do want to remove it. I've gotten I got other tattoos removed. And I know with this being so dark, it's gonna take a minute. Um,
Is that black ink? I mean,
yeah,
from here, wow.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
dark.
Full on black ink.
Uh-huh.
That's gonna
And
take a couple.
sessions. And for
Yeah.
me, it's like maybe I could spend the money on this, but like I love food, or like what if my kids
Right.
want to do something,
And you can
And
always
I'm
put
like,
a shirt on and cover
yeah, and I'm
it,
like, well, you know
right?
what? I can put me on the back burner. What does everybody else need? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not hurting,
How
it's
old
not
is the tattoo, do you think?
probably well now maybe like 7 years or so, I would say.
Yeah.
I've been out
Yeah.
2 or 3 years and then I got it. Yeah, so probably like 6 or 7 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
Nice.
mean, it's just I'm glad you got away and that now that you're away, you know, post poetic, Yahweh Poetic, um, are you happy? Are you still doing any therapy? How are you dealing with PTSD from, the trauma of that whole situation? Like, are you doing okay?
Yeah, and like a thing to remember is I've been away now for 3 something years now. When I left, no, I was not okay. I went into straight isolation for about a year, and then went through hell trying to get my kids and stuff like that. But so I've already worked through this whole thing with that family. So I don't have PTSD anymore. Once I started, even like after the year of like isolation, really focus on myself, finding out who Paige really is and not what the identity I was holding with them.
Mm-hmm.
The confidence came back, and stuff like that. So I wasn't scared anymore to use my voice. I wasn't scared to set those boundaries. So no, the PTSD from him and any of them is just, it's gone.
Yeah.
It was really hard, trying to get through the trauma that it caused mentally.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hard.
Will says, I see nothing wrong with the tattoo, just beyond what they taught and understanding fully those 4 letters. Because I know I look at the tattoo and it doesn't mean anything to me because I'm not familiar,
Yeah.
with that, right? So, there's that.
Like if I did like a roadmap of all my tattoos, it's in like I have like an era for each section of what part of my life was. So like with this, it's like that was a part of my life, but also this is my kids' names, oddly.
Right.
You know,
Ah,
the twins are both Yahweh. However, this was like a part of my life, but for this is kind of like, okay, this is a little in your face now.
mm-hmm,
Maybe
mm-hmm.
like the other ones, it wouldn't be so bad, but I see this every day and it's kind of like,
Wow.
ugh. So
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the tattoo because it is, I mean, it's true, right? Like Yahweh, but like the Yahweh, not
Right.
poetic or,
Right. Right.
stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But it being full center, I get asked about this a lot.
Yeah.
So I was out and I had to show my ID, and they were like, Yahweh, what the hell? And I'm
Right.
like, yeah. And they're like, oh, are you like the third or something? I was like, no, I was in a cult. And I just flat out said, they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like,
I
oh,
mean,
yeah, Hebrew. It is what it is.
It is
like,
what it
I'm not
is,
gonna
yeah.
sugarcoat it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I
but to
wouldn't
see,
either.
yeah, but they always see this. So I mean, I don't know. I would get rid of this one
Mm-hmm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
At least lighten it up, and then I'll put something over it.
Right.
But yeah, no, this one I definitely would get away
Yeah.
for sure.
Long Way asks a question, and this will be the last question we'll take for the night. Did you believe in their doctrine, or were you just in love with Poetic? Was it just love?
Yeah, it was just a relationship.
Where
His
she'd have to
doctrine.
listen to sermons for 3 and 4 hours at a time.
Yeah, I tune it out,
God, that would annoy me so much.
Yeah, because he would
I'd be
manipulate the Bible to justify him not working, and I was like, this is insane, But it's like
mm,
by the time like those sessions or whatever that he would talk to, when he would talk to us, we were already deep, like, he already stripped us from everything.
right.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Well, Paige, it's been a pleasure to have you on
That was
again. Yeah, that's what we've been calling him the long way. The Timu pimp.
yeah.
So
The other
yeah.
one was like the Dollar Tree or something.
Yeah, the Dollar Tree pimp.
It's funny.
But Queen, I think, called it the Timu pimp yesterday, and she's always got jokes for days. So yeah,
So
that's what we've been calling him, the Timu pimp. But it's been a pleasure having you back on again, and we're gonna do one more show, guys, Saturday. Same time, 9 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. Central. And we're gonna just kind of finalize our conversations that we've had these last 2 episodes that we've talked. So I hope you all will be there. It'll be again Saturday at 9 right here on the same channel. The video will be live streamed and you'll get a notification if you're subscribed and you got your bell set. So, Paige, do you have any last words that you want to say tonight?
No, I think we covered it all. Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank
Great
you.
job. I think it went well actually, and I know I got some questions answered that I was wondering, especially like, how the men choose who they're sleeping with each night. I always wonder that, and I think all of us who are not in poly relationships wonder that. So it's
And I'm
just a
sure
normal
the
thing.
other poly relationships do it separate or differently, but Poetic is just whoever he could piss off, he'll sleep
Yeah.
tight, It's all a game, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yes,
think
it
any
is.
real poly relationships are like this.
Right.
Like,
It's like poly on steroids. Chaos.
yeah, that's chaotic in there, so.
Oh my gosh. Well, yes, you can go to the page here and you will see the video. It was done on Tuesday and it was about 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
So it was pretty deep. And we talked about a lot of things, and Khalil Amani was also on that video and even had to cover for me at one point because some really weird stuff occurred that there's no reason for me to get into. But, I appreciate you coming on again, Paige. And I look forward to speaking to you again on Saturday. And, who knows? We may even talk again in the future. A month from now, just to get an update on what Paige is doing, because Paige is, has made a name for herself out here. Honestly, just look her name up, on YouTube alone. Just, you'll see. So, thanks for coming on again, Paige, and I appreciate you. I think that we should go out on a good note, right? Because we know that the Temu pimp is hard out here for him. It's hard out here for Temu pimp. They gotta work so difficult. It's so hard, to get that money and to get them girls so that you can get that money. It's got to be very difficult out here for a Temu pimp, right? So I think we're going to go out the right way here. All right. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the next live stream.
It's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillacs and gas money spent, because a whole lot of bitches talking shit. It's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillacs and gas money spent, we'll have a whole lot of bitches talking shit.
In my eyes, I done seen some crazy things in the street. Got a couple hoes working on the chain just for me. But I gotta keep my game tight like Kobe on game. Not like taking from a hoe, don't know no better. I know that ain't right. Done seen people killed, done seen people deal, done seen people live in poverty with no meals. It's fucked up where I live, but this is how it is. It might be new to you, but it's been like this for years. It's blood, sweat, and tears when it come down to this shit. I'm trying to get rich before I leave about this bitch. I'm trying to have things, but it's hard for a pimp. But I'm praying and I'm hoping to God I don't slip.
It's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillacs and gas money spent, because a whole lot of bitches talking shit. It's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillacs and gas money spent, we'll have a whole lot of bitches talking shit.
It seems like I'm ducking, dodging bullets every day. Niggas hating on me cause I got holes on the tray. But I gotta stay paid, gotta stay above water. Couldn't keep up with my hoes, that's when shit got harder. North Memphis where I'm from, I'm 7th Street bound. When niggas all the time end up lost and never found. Man, these girls, they get group things, leave a big headache. I'm hoping every night they don't end up being dead. Wait, I got a snow bunny and a black girl too. You pay the right price and they'll both do you. That's the way the game goes. Gotta keep it strictly gripping. Gotta have a hustle tight. Make it change all these women here.
It's hard out here for a pimp. When he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Because a whole lot of bitches tryna shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. When he tryna get this money for the real. For the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches tryna shit.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's hard out here for these Temu pimps, baby. Look at them blue eyes he got, y'all. Look at the blue eyes. Look at them blue eyes he got. I'll catch y'all on the next live stream. Until next time, everyone.
The judgment sentence that you are an asshole. The trial is over. Thank you, everybody.
Let's play a game. You have 10 seconds to take all your stuff and get out of my life. 10, 9, 8.
God bless you, motherfucker.
You're really smart. Like really, really, really smart like I am.